Wade Phillips is good to go. Wednesdays with Wade, the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Coach, I know that opener didn't go the way you thought it would. I mean, I know it's an open question, but what went wrong?
Well, just kind of like things are going wrong now. We can't get the camera working here. We didn't get some of our stuff working, but yeah, it wasn't a game we wanted. Obviously, we all know that, and we're determined to change it. So come out this week and show what kind of team we have.
Wade, when you look at that, and you guys don't have any preseason games, anything like that, I mean, do you really ever know how your team's going to perform in that first game?
No, I don't think you do. Plus, and the other team had the same problems. But I mean, we had no tackling, until we played the game, and we didn't tackle well. Now they did, so partly my fault that we probably should have worked more on tackling in practice. Because, it showed up, very obvious during the game that, they tackled well and we didn't. So,
Coach, as you say that as a visit with Wade Phillips here on the Blitz, your defense carried this team last year. And to see them run for almost 200 yards and a 77-yard touchdown run, which is a UFL record, and the holes that were open, but some of the arm tackles, some of the missed tackles that we saw, I don't normally see that from a Wade Phillips defense. Were you surprised at how poorly the defense played?
Yeah, against the running game, certainly. They didn't pass the ball that well against us, but the running game just completely controlled the game. And that's the first thing you do is stop the run. That's one-on-one football is stop the run. So, but we didn't do that, and we're going to do that this week though. But we got a challenge. They've got the top running back from last year, and they had a big running game in the first game. So. We'll find out. We'll find out pretty quick how we change and how we're going to get things done.
Well, Coach, I've heard coaches say that sometimes a game like that is a wake-up call, and you know what you got to work on at practice this week, and things get a little bit better when you have a game like that. Do you subscribe to that theory?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, in certain ways, I mean, it not only wakes you up, it shocks you, and you say, hey, we've got to do things a lot better than what we did. So, and our guys we have a high character group. I think that, they're going to challenge themselves this week as we are challenging them to come out and play the kind of football we know we can.
Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, here on the Blitz for Wednesdays with Wade. Kellen Mond was 17 of 31, 159 yards, no touchdowns, did take 2 sacks. Overall, I thought he looked pretty good, but at times maybe a little rusty. And he talked to us last week. It had been a couple of years before he's actually played in a full game. How much rust did you see versus what Arlington's defense was doing?
Yeah, I saw some, but I thought he looked poised in the pocket. His accuracy was pretty good. Luis Perez, their quarterback, is an all-star quarterback, and he had 5 more yards passing than Kellen did. So, I mean, it wasn't like they threw the ball a whole lot better than we did. So, I thought for the first game, I expect, and I know he expects more and more, but I just saw him step up in the pocket, do some things that really good quarterbacks do, that it really is really encouraging. And I think we'll see more and more of that. Hopefully we'll see more and more of that during the season.
Well, Coach, I hear it in your voice, and even as bad as things went on Saturday, there's no panic here. I mean, there's one game, and you move on and you play the next.
Yeah, that's football. It's 1-0 every week. You're no matter what you did the week before, even if you won, you're not guaranteed anything. You have to play your best to win, and that's what we need to go out and do. And, this is our second road game in a row, so we've got to play better on the road, obviously.
And you look at the beginning of this schedule with the number of road games, but then also the opponents. St. Louis, and the last time you played them, right? So, I mean, now you got revenge on your mind, right? I mean, what What
Well,
can
the
we?
last time we played them, we beat them in the XFL championship game.
Well, that's right. It was. I was thinking of the other game in St. Louis. So you're right. You
No,
beat these guys, so now you're going to go get them
yeah,
again.
that's right.
Well,
Yeah,
and St. Louis is a place you're familiar with. I mean, you guys played a bunch of games there last year.
yeah. Play a couple more this year too. So we
It's
got
great.
both games against them there. So
You're home away from home. With St. Louis, and I'm sure you watched their game, but then also some film as you prepare for this week 2 game, which is a nice late afternoon game for you guys. Is it more about what you guys need to do differently, or what's the game plan of stopping what they are doing?
well, it's both sides. I mean, we have to have a good game plan, and like I said, I mean, the running game is going to be key because we didn't play it well defensively, and we didn't particularly run the ball well offensively. So, that's our emphasis this week. The other part of it is third downs. We didn't play very well on either side of the ball. So, those are the things we've emphasized this week, and I think we'll be better in both areas.
Wade, I get the feeling you're not a yeller. I wouldn't think if guys do something wrong, you don't yell at them. How do you get a point across to them, or do you have to do that?
Well, you have to do that, certainly. I mean, and I think our team was embarrassed. I mean, we felt like we were going to do better than that, and we didn't. So, uh, uh, we'll see how much fight we have, but I think we're going to come back with a vengeance this week.
You look at St. Louis. They beat Houston 31-6. They're on the road. They look like they ran the ball extremely well, threw the ball okay. You mentioned stopping the run. Jarvion Howard had 115 yards and a touchdown last week. When you say stopping the run, for you, is it just like this week in practice, just focusing on tackling techniques?
Well, part of it, and part of his scheme, that we can get, more guys in the box to be able to stop, where they don't have anybody, to block one guy, and he's got to make the play. But things like that. We've got some game plan stuff that I think will help us. But the other back, Sailors, led the league in rushing last year, so I mean they've got 2 really good backs.
Well, Coach, have you seen a response from your team so far this week in practice?
Yeah, I have. They're determined. I think they're a little bit embarrassed, and I think we'll see the best Brahma team this week.
When you look at, the kind of like with college football, there's no preseason game. Do you guys get to have joint practices? Did you go against anybody else prior to this opener?
Yeah, so we had 2 practices. I mean, there wasn't live tackling, but we had 2 practices. Both practices we dominated. We had like 6 touchdowns one game, and the other team had 1. I mean, so maybe we had too much confidence going into this game, but whatever it was, we didn't play well.
Well, this first game jitters is what I'm thinking. And I look, St. Louis, and I saw the game, and it just, and this, Wade, things just sometimes when they go bad, they just continue to go bad, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so I know you're as anxious as anybody to get back on the field.
Yeah, we are. I think our whole team's itching to play again and show what we can do.
Any lineup changes? Any starter not going to start this week?
No, not really. I mean, we may have a few guys back that we didn't have before, but we had a couple of guys that were out. Kelly, our left tackle, didn't play, so we'll see if he's ready to go this week. But it'll be pretty close to the same lineup.
So you got out of the game, at least in that standpoint, clean, no serious injuries?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we didn't have many injuries.
That's always good. What I know everything's kind of been negative to this point, Coach. What positives for your team are you excited about?
Well, like I say, I thought Kellen Mond looked good in the game. I mean, his poise in the pocket was exceptional. His he got sacked twice, but he threw for just as much yardage as Luis Perez did, and we didn't, so that and we won the turnover battle in the game, and usually, that usually gives you an advantage. It didn't obviously in this game, but if you keep winning the turnover battle, you're going to win more games than you lose.
Now, Coach, I don't know if you're a superstitious guy, but will you change up your dinner plans on the night before or breakfast, the morning of the game, anything like that? You're going to make any changes?
I'm going to change my underwear for sure.
That's always good advice.
That's really good advice.
Yes. Did not expect that one, to be honest. Yeah, socks too. You gotta do all that. I do like the way Kellen was able to spread the ball around. 7 different receivers with catches, 4 with multiple catches. Liked what I saw from the receivers is you're going up there. And Coach, I got to be honest, we were in Las Vegas at Circa Las Vegas, and I was in that big pool at Stadium Swim, and your game was on one of those TVs Saturday afternoon. And just very cool to see. Now, Grant, I'll be honest. I took the Brahmas +3 and the under because of your defense, and I didn't cash either one of those tickets.
Yeah, well, that's a good bet every week, though. I think not that I'm betting on games, but we're going to play better.
So there you go, Minix.
We're going to play better.
We're going to play better.
We're going to play better.
So get a bet in this week.
I will. I mean, I know Coach won't and
Absolutely.
can't. But,
no, he can't.
With that defense, always bet the under. Coach, man, you've got to go to St. Louis, and your Houston Cougars are going to be in the home of the Brahmas this weekend. How many of the Phillips family members are actually going to be in San Antonio keeping an eye on the Brahmas on TV? Or are you taking everybody with you to St. Louis?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think most of them will be watching the Cougars when they get a chance, certainly. But I don't know how many will travel to San Antonio. Those tickets aren't easy to get. So,
do they know who you are?
Oh yeah,
Coach. I tell you what, it's tough, but I think Houston's got a real shot. If they knock off Duke, I think it's gonna be tough to beat them.
Yeah, well, they're a really good team. When I was there, we had Elvin Hayes in that group, and we almost won it. So it's fun to see them get there again.
Yeah, it really is. Well,
and Fast Slam and Jamma came after me a little bit. So they've been there before. Hopefully, we'll win it all.
They play defense like you're their defensive coordinator. I'll tell you that. It's impressive.
Yeah, they do play. Kelvin does a great job with that team, and especially defense.
Coach Wade Phillips joining us here on the Blitz Wednesdays with Wade. Coach, before we let you go, because you guys are, the hub city up there in Arlington, and I don't know how the setup is where teams are around other teams or coaches are around other coaches, but has there been any drama there in the coach's office area between the DC coach? I mean, what was going on there at the end of that game with the coaches damn near getting into a fight?
I don't know. I didn't see that, so hard for me to comment. But we're all in the same building, as far as meetings are concerned. Maybe they got on the elevator at the same time. Didn't like each other. I don't know.
It was interesting. It was some good drama. Coach, good luck this Saturday. Go get that win.
Thank you.
And camera will work the entire time next Wednesday.
You bet. All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. Wade Phillips, Wednesdays with Wade here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Wade Phillips and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.